The second Hendrix style riff is almost exactly like the beginning of the first riff, but it's played over the A chord rather than the E. It goes like this. With your third finger, slide up to the E on the 5th string at the 7th fret and use the same fingering as the first riff, transposed to this new starting note. For the quick slide down part, don't pull off to the C. Instead, play a G on the 3rd fret of the 6th string as the last note of the riff. Try that riff a few times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Use this riff, along with the first Jimi Hendrix style riff, to play over the E and A chords for the song in the play chapter of this lesson. The third Hendrix style riff goes like this. Start with your first finger on the E at the 7th fret of the 5th string. Then hammer on with your third finger to the F sharp at the 9th fret. Finish with a 2-note chord at the 7th fret with your first finger barring the 3rd and 4th strings. Play that slowly using a downstroke on the first note, then hammer on to the 2nd note to an upstroke on the chord. The most challenging part about this one is the feel. The phrase is a repeated pattern of 3/8 notes called a triplet rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So your strum will line up on a different beat than you might expect. You can work on this riff in the practice chapter of this lesson, then get a feel for how it sits in the groove of the song in the play chapter. The sound of the E7 sharp 9 chord is so identified with the music of Jimi Hendrix that many guitarists refer to it as either the Hendrix chord or the Purple Haze chord. It sounds like this. To play it, place your second finger on the 7th fret of the 5th string, your first finger on the 6th fret of the 4th string, your third finger on the 7th fret of the 3rd string, and your 4th finger on the 8th fret of the 2nd string. Strum all the strings. Once you're comfortable with the first Hendrix riff, you can add this chord at the end like this. It may be a challenge to get your fingers into this chord shape quickly enough to play it while you're also playing the riff, so practice it slow at first.